Thank you guys for sticking with us and listening. And if anyone wants to make some small movements, I might do a little of it to just calm myself down. Take a few deep breaths. I know it's a lot, we all have our own stories, and then listening to all these other stories, it's a lot to take in, but I've taken a lot out of everyone's story, and I got inspired, and I hope that maybe you can find something in my story that works for you or that inspires you, or you can learn something. And I want to start with a question as well. So, how many of you guys partially started to meditate because you read somewhere or you heard on a podcast that meditation has so many benefits, right? It strengthens your immune system. It decreases cortisol. It decreases stress. It improves your sleep. All the CEOs do it. Raise of hands, that was me. It was just part of the reason I wanted to keep meditating, because I wanted to be successful and badass and just have control over my life. So that's why I continued to practice. I started during my yoga teacher training, and it was required, and I stuck with it. But to be honest, I didn't feel the effects. I was like, is this working? Maybe, maybe I'm a little calmer. Maybe I'm a little more relaxed, but a lot of times I'm not. I wasn't really sure. I didn't feel like I was seeing the effects. I wasn't sure it was working, but I stuck with the practice. And then fast forward to summer 2020, big summer, Corona summer. I went back home to spend time with my family in Austria. I was at my mom's house, my parents' house, and I had so much free time. So I decided to do something that I've been wanting to do for a while, but I've been a little scared about doing, which is freezing my eggs. I always wanted to have kids. I was at the time 35 years old. So, I felt like I should just do this. This is the opportunity. And the reason I was very scared about it and had so many worries about it is because I heard so many horror stories. What happens when you freeze your eggs is that you have to give yourself these hormone shots over a period of time, anywhere between 10 to 15 days, multiple times a day, twice a day towards the end. And I just didn't know if I could do that. I've never given myself shots. I was so scared about the effect of the hormones. I was scared about having mood swings, anxiety. Again, I heard a lot of this negative stuff, how they can affect you mentally, physically, all of that. So I was very worried. But I still decided to do it. I went to talk to my doctor, and I told my doctor, I'm like, I'm scared. I don't know how these hormones are going to affect me. And I don't know if I can give myself shots. I've never given myself a shot. And my doctor just looked at me very calmly. And he said to me, and he said that in German, but I'm going to translate it, but it has even more gravitas in German. He said, well, actually, Kathrin, some women really like the hormones. They actually feel great. And that's when it made click in my mind. And I just went, I read so much about mindfulness. And I read so much about the fact that whatever you put your attention towards grows stronger. And I just took that story and I was like, okay, this can be a good experience. I can turn that into an adventure. And I went home, I told my family, and I was like, we're going to do this and it's going to be positive. So comes to the first day that I had to give myself the actual shots. I was sitting at my mom's kitchen table. To prepare those shots is very complicated. You have to put on a needle, draw the liquid up into the syringe, put the needle into another vial, let the liquid mix with the powder, draw it up, put it into another vial, draw it up, and then change the needle. And I mean, I was a mess. I was nervous. I was super clumsy. If you make a mistake, that's $200. I somehow got it together, and then my mom said, I'm going to leave the room because I can't watch you give yourself a shot. So I was just sitting there holding the syringe in my hand, and then something happened that I know is single-pointed focus. Everything else around me just disappeared. And all I could feel in my body was my breath. And all I heard, all I noticed, it was just my breath. And it was so clear and so peaceful. And I put the needle into my belly and I waited for 3 seconds, making sure all the liquid absorbs. And I was counting with my breath. And I took the needle out. And I did that about 22 times after that. And it was an almost blissful experience. And I now realize that, well, I realized meditation works, because all that meditation that I've been doing was to prepare myself for that one moment. And yeah, I want to encourage you guys, not that you need encouragement, but I want to encourage you guys to keep meditating. I want to encourage you guys to be kind to yourself. And I also want to encourage you guys to look for that one good story, that one positive story, and put your focus and your mind and attention towards that, because you deserve it. Thank you guys.